love for God and women over there. Oh my gosh. There's more of them. Those ladies are for this. They're angels. They're angels. Look, I went for a huge walk today, and I had a huge understanding about the whole neighbor in the community. This is Roman Cross speaking, and it's a good thing this is completely fictitious. Because as it turns out, there's not been crime since COVID. Crime is new here. It's true. Now, if I ask my security guard, today, well actually let's say 3 days ago was the most dangerous it had been in the history of Costa Rica. I didn't know that. This is a completely brand, turns out it's coming up from Colombia and Venezuela. And it turns out, my new belief is this attack from a knife, it wasn't from a Costa Rican. It was from what the gentleman over there told me, the security guard. He's from Nicaragua. And he kind of schooled me about what's going on. I was shocked. First of all, I did not know it was the most dangerous I've ever been on the streets. I did not know that. I thought it had actually gotten locked down and was on the way up. But, you know, I think today's day 3 of on the way up, because these people can walk like this in their lovely outfits, talking about God, and they're so nicely dressed. These gentlemen here.
Buenos días.
Gracias para todos.
Buenos días.
I'm not even Christian, but I think there's only one true God. Personally, I think Jesus might have been a vampire. Think about it. I'm not being disrespectful. Look at me. I can take a fucking knife, guys. Notice anything about Jesus? I mean, if you really just look at him, whether he was a human, an alien, or a vampire, all things come from God. Well, if there were pterodactyls and dinosaurs at one point, yeah, there might have been like werewolves and other weird things too. Well, you know, I'm 1.6% African, which means about 50,000 years ago, a very, very black man would have had sex with a very, very, very white woman. And then a lot of white people would have had to have sex all through those years. But during that time period, you'd have to imagine people from Egypt, people from Iran, people from Italy, people from all over the Mediterranean would have had sex with my direct bloodlines. And so, you know, if you think about that, we carry a lot of things with us. And so just because you might see a white person right here, which you probably don't know is one of the strongest type of Africans out there, because we were chased out of the tribes and we had to learn how to survive in freezing cold nights where maybe some people would have froze to death and didn't wake up. Well, maybe Jesus came from a superhuman bloodlines, which means maybe there's more of them out there. Maybe there's more people like Jesus out there, like a lot of them, right? I think if you look at TikTok, you'll see a lot of superhuman people out there. And that is not special effects, just like I can sit here with perfect balance on one foot. No problem. But how did I do that? I don't know. Go to balance class. So, you know, I think that this man is awesome. But I think that what he really is the original Superman. I mean, I've often said I thought Jesus was like a Navy SEAL, because you had to be a really tough guy to walk down the streets back in the day when everybody had a sword. I find it uncomfortable walking around these streets. Well, imagine everybody had spears back in the day, and the death penalty was usually, you know, the common sentence. I think Jesus deserves a lot more respect for being a man and the ultimate alpha male, the original Superman. Whether he's a vampire or an alien, it doesn't matter. God makes all things, Jews, blacks, Muslims, everything. And I think he made Jesus superhuman. But I think a lot of people are superhuman. I'm going to start rocking a lot of these, Marvel comic shirts, because, you know, we've been wearing a lot of faces on our shirts for the last several decades of people who weren't really good for the block. Che? I don't know. did he really save a lot of lives, or did it get a lot of people killed? Left a lot of parents out, moms and dads, and brothers and sisters, and things like that, right? Look at Tupac. Really? I don't think Tupac really advocates living on an ice block and harmony and having old people as your favorite thing to see in the morning, right? The clothes that we wear, the brands that we wear, you know, it makes a difference, because if I'm walking down the street and a bunch of 15-year-old kids see me, you know, acting a certain way, like smoking a cigarette with a Superman t-shirt, not a good image. That's why I didn't smoke a cigarette today with a t-shirt on. Actually, took it off, put on my Ken shirt. Ken smokes. He's quitting. But, you know, I think there's a lot of superheroes within all of us, man. That dude's from Nicaragua. Probably on the payroll of somebody who's not paying him to provide security. But also probably in an impossible situation. But that's why you always have the dodgeball team A and B, so nobody ever has to have a hard fucking decision. Because when you know the Yakuza, the Iranians, the Saudis, Jalisco cartel, the Cali cartel, and they're also gonna fucking show up if fucking shit goes down, yeah, it's a real fucking easy decision to say, hey, let's be peaceful, right? Alright, well, that's the message today, right by you. Jesus Christ. And there's awesome people advocating for him down there. Yay to Jesus, the first Superman.